I have to start again, no? Okay, my name is Danny, I'm from the Academy, and today we're going to talk about the importance of question structure. For me, the importance in any language is the ability not to translate. If you think in English and you think about the structure, it will be much easier for you in the future to learn more about the basic construction of the language and improve much quicker. Firstly, the most important part of the question is the structure. Again, I repeat, if we think in English, we are able to then focus a little bit more not on the direct translation, but more on the structure of the question. So let's begin with present simple. Now, the structure is very important. We always begin with the auxiliary, the subject, and then the verb. This is the basic construction. Auxiliary, subject, verb. Now, the auxiliary is very important. We have spoken about it in our previous classes. That is key to the question construction. The auxiliary for present simple would be do or does, depending on third person or first person. So, for example, present simple question. Do you work? So the construction, again, I repeat myself. Auxiliary, subject, verb, do you work? That is a simple construction. Now, think about the answer that you will receive with this question. Think about the answer. What type of answer are you expecting to get? So, do you work? The answer will be a very simple yes or no. So the conversation is very limited, and at the moment quite boring. So how can we introduce more information into that question? How can we get more information from the person that we are asking that question to? Okay, the construction again is very simple. We continue with the same construction. We start with auxiliary, subject, verb. Then we introduce a question word. For example, auxiliary, subject, verb, do you work? Where do you work? So again, question word, auxiliary, subject, verb. Where do you work? The answer, maybe, I work in a pig farm. So then you start having a conversation. Oh, how often do you work? I work 6 days a week. So this is the difference between not using a question word. If you're only using the auxiliary verb, your conversation is very limited to yes and no answers. This is why the question word is crucial. Different question words, when, why, what time, how often, there are many different question words. So this is the present simple. Now, I don't want to talk too much about the construction of different tenses, for example, past, future, present perfect, and so on. But if you think about the construction, it's exactly the same in each tense. So if you're using the past simple, for example, you would have, for example, auxiliary, past simple, did you go out yesterday? Okay, auxiliary, subject, verb, did you go out? Okay, now we introduce another question word. Where did you go out yesterday? Okay, what time did you go out yesterday? And that is the difference. You're introducing a lot more questions, which means you're introducing more conversation, more information, and better English. But the most important thing to do is always think in English. That's the only way. In the construction, not in the translation. So now you have the basic construction of the present simple. The most important thing now for you guys is to really think about that. Okay, so when you're laid on the beach, or you're walking in the street, or you're driving in your car, please consider the questions, think about them, invent them, create them in your mind. Auxiliary, subject, verb, auxiliary, subject, verb. Don't think in Spanish and then translate directly into English, because that's not going to help. That's not going to work. What you need to do is think about that in your own time. It's 50% in the class, 50% outside the class. Okay, it's that simple. So get creating.